Final Fantasy VII Remake fans are the worst, and I'll tell you why. All across the internet, players have been voicing their frustration at the game's odd and confusing plot, only to be met by passionate anger from the game's most ardent defenders. If you didn't like the story, you're simply a numbskull, resistant to change. Actually, change worked well in the game, but there's good change and bad change. I'm all for change when it serves as a story. Expanding on the Shinra building to include a guided tour which explores the ancients, awesome. Expanding on character relationships, awesome. Orphanage? Yeah, okay, cool. Annoying whispers interfering at every scene and secretly making the game a sequel that no one asked for or saw coming? Nah. You idiot. Obviously Square Enix were gonna change everything. Actually, no. There was no clue to that, so don't lie. You expected a close retelling too. Square's whole marketing campaign was around capturing the spirit of the age when the original game landed, and bringing back that feeling. For years, fans had asked for an accurate retelling, but Square Enix threw us a curveball. So why are you upset that fans are upset? By the end of the game, I'm left frustrated by all the amazing scenes of character depth in the early portions of the game. It's like a, this is what you could have won.
Have a look at what you could have won. It's a fabulous holiday for four in the Dominican Republic, situated right in the heart of the Caribbean with its clear skies and colourful coastline.
Imagine a Final Fantasy X remake where the whispers are added into every scene of significance. Instead of Yuna and Tidus going to Zanarkand to fight Yunalesca, they instead face off with the Wardens of Fate to prevent the original timeline where they stopped Sin. Wouldn't that make the plot more confusing? Look, as a plot device, the Wardens of Fate could work in a fresh game, an RPG that starts out with a bland storyline and becomes aware of itself as the story progresses. But don't use them in an existing, universally loved storyline. The risk is huge, and you wonder why fans are upset. I'm getting private messages and I'm seeing comments from passionate fans all across forums. Watch Maximilian Dude's videos, the famous YouTuber. He says the three wardens at the end of the game are actually Kadaj, Laz and Yazoo from Advent Children. Actually no, there's no basis for that. There's just as many people claiming it's Cloud, Barret and Tifa from the future. Okay, what about the 7 seconds? 7 seconds, Cloud. What will you do with it? Max Dude says that's how long it took Sephiroth to drop and kill Aerith. Except no, that's already been disproven. Biggs lived. No, idiot, that was another timeline. Was it? Oh, where does it show that? Oh, so you've come to that conclusion because it would be mind-numbingly stupid if he survived somehow? At least we agree on something. Zack lives. No, idiot, only in another timeline. And the point of that is... fan service. You idiot, wait and see. Everything will be normal in part 2, and just like the original plot. Oh, so you're saying they threw all the Warden stuff in as a red herring? To say, look, we can change anything, but we're not actually gonna? Yes! Tell me again how this isn't terrible writing. But we're getting people saying it's genius writing because they subverted our expectations. Yikes. It's not a remaster, it's a remake, idiot, so you need to accept change. Well, obviously there will be changes, but not to the extent of adding huge plot mechanics and changing characters' fates. Characters whose deaths were pivotal in setting up the story. A remake should still stick to the core story. Resident Evil 2 got a remake, but guess what? It stuck pretty damn close to the original blueprint. Newsflash, change does not always mean good. Different does not always mean good. If you're a real Final Fantasy VII fan, you'd like the remake. Guess what? Because I'm such a fan, I'm going to bat for the original, and you best believe I'm going to call a spade here and not convince myself the remake story was good when it's not. Even if we waited a lifetime for it, even if it hurt like hell to witness it and admit it. Go watch Max Dude's videos. He explains why the game's so great. You know what, there may be some fans saying the game's plot and ending ruined the entire experience for them. I'll admit it's still a very good game considering the sum of its parts. However, the story fails because it's confusing for both old fans and new fans alike. I'm not questioning the battle system, music, exploration, dialogue, minigames. I'm talking about the story. But everything seems to be black and white with fans. Didn't like the story? Then you're an enemy. Criticize Square Enix? You'll get shouted down because the staff of the remake once created some of the characters and experiences you love. Now you might like your stories black and white, but life isn't like that. Key staff may be great at some things and weak at others. Square Enix were great at recreating so much of the original game, but in their hubris couldn't resist adding in Fate and Destiny garbage. Final Fantasy fans are a strange breed. I've seen it before with Final Fantasy 13. Many of them will strongly defend that game. Didn't get the plot? Your fault for not understanding and reading the 250 data logs. And who said stories had to make sense? Square Enix tried something new and bold and beautiful. Honestly, if Final Fantasy 16 is centered around a guy chucking a tennis ball against a wall for 40 hours, you'll have the same fans telling you Square Enix are visionary and you're just resistant to change. These guys are super passionate and Square Enix can't put a foot wrong in their eyes. At this stage, I realise now some fans are more fans of characters than plot. I'm seeing comments like, "Zack lives, my dream. Now just save Aeris and I'm set." This isn't Marvel Comics where your favourite characters come back at a snap. The original game is supposed to be gritty, realistic, actions had weight, death was death. A lot of these fans just want to see their favourite characters walking into the sunset. The plot is just a nuisance, an obstacle to that end goal. If that's the case, then what you liked about Final Fantasy VII was very different to what I liked about it. So good luck to you, and enjoy it if that's what you're after, but let me have my say without trying to pigeonhole me to suit your argument. You want to know why us fans are so upset? Because we waited years and Square Enix took a major risk that failed. Know how it failed? Because nobody has a clue what happened. The people that swear they do are contradicted by the next guy, leaving them to scramble to every video and forum to unpick the plot. Or you get comments like, "Just wait and see and the next game will clear it up." The story failed because of the massive split in opinion. Square Enix have somehow managed to create a rift in the Final Fantasy VII fanbase, one of their universally acclaimed properties. It's Game of Thrones again, except it's worse because Square Enix already had the source material intact. We're not arguing over Cloud's hair here, or a new battle system. We're talking about the goddamn plot, the brain and heart of this game. In my previous video I explained why the game failed for me, but I also acknowledged how awesome it was for such a large part. Face it guys, you know Square Enix have messed up when we're in this situation. If you're enjoying the game's plot, please by all means enjoy it, but you can't silence negative reviews. You didn't make the game, so don't take it as a personal attack. You know what will unite the fanbase now? If we agree that Square Enix took a huge and polarising risk, and it worked for some and failed for some, and it's nobody's fault. Except these guys.